The New York Knicks sit at 13-10 on the season, hold down the 7th spot in the Eastern Conference, and they have to make a decision. Do they want to actually compete this year, or do they just want to continue to tread water and hopefully one day a disgruntled superstar appears and they can trade for that guy? I want to start off the show by saying this. I believe the New York Knicks have an RJ Barrett problem. And look, RJ Barrett is not the only problem on the New York Knicks. There's a lot of problems. I don't think Tom Thibodeau is the best coach in the world. I don't think you can win a lot of games and be a consistent winning team in this league with Julius Randle. But I want to focus in on RJ Barrett because I think Randle's here for the long haul. I think Tibbs is here for the long haul. And we all know Jalen Brunson is going to be here for the long haul. And the easiest way for the Knicks to become a top team in the Eastern Conference is to upgrade in the starting lineup. And the obvious position is at the small forward spot. You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. We also got some Immanuel Quickley trade rumors to talk about coming from Stefan Bondy of the New York Post. But let's start with RJ Barrett. RJ's fast start, where he started off the season as the number 1 3-point shooter in the league through the first 7 games of the year, that fast start has come and gone. And I asked this question on the live stream for the game the Knicks lost to the Utah Jazz. And I said, what has RJ Barrett proven to be in the NBA since he has come into the NBA? Since he entered the league coming out of Duke and was the number 3 overall pick, what has he proven? To me, he's only proven one thing. He is consistently inconsistent. Like, when I close my eyes and I say, what is RJ Barrett? He is consistently inconsistent. First 7 games of the year, he looked like an all-star. The last 11 games, he is the least efficient volume player in the National Basketball Association. And again, RJ is not the only problem for the Knicks. We know they have Tibbs problems. We know they have Leon Rose problems. They have Julius Randle problems. Brunson's not the most elite defender. We know that. But when you are a number 3 option on a team, you're selected inside the top 3. You're getting paid $25 million per year. You're in year 5 of your NBA career. You need to be better than RJ Barrett has been the last 11 games. Look at what he did to start the season. For the first 7 games, I was like, oh shit, the RJ Barrett leap year is here. RJ Barrett is that guy. He was averaging 23 points, about 4 rebounds, just over 3 assists, and it was the efficiency that I absolutely love because he's always been an inefficient player. But in those first 7 games, 48.7% for the field, and the number 1 3-point percentage of all players averaging 20 points per game. Then the migraines happened, and he missed a couple of games. And following the migraines, the next 11 games, he has legitimately been awful. Like, legitimately been terrible, averaging less than 17 points and shooting less than 38% from the field, while also shooting 25% from downtown. His finishing numbers around the rim are worse than they were last year. And if you were to just look up any sort of advanced statistic for RJ Barrett, he is at the bottom. Look at this tweet from my guy Tommy Beer, one of the best follows on Knicks Twitter. He says, RJ Barrett's first 7 games this season, 158 points on 113 field goal attempts, a true shooting percentage of 62%, electric, a plus-minus of plus 76. Since then, the past 8 games, those numbers have turned upside down. 137 points on 125 attempts, true shooting percentage down almost 20%, and his plus-minus went from plus 76 to minus 36. Over the first 9 games of the year, Barrett had the highest 3-point shot percentage of all players averaging 20-plus points per game. Over each player's past 9 games this season, Barrett has the lowest 3-point percentage among all 87 players in the league attempting 5-plus 3-pointers per night. He's shooting 21% from 3 in his last 9 games this season. Look, on winning teams, you obviously have a lot of talent. And you need that third option to be consistent. Winning third options cannot be this inconsistent if you are the New York Knicks. We already know that Julius Randle is an inconsistent player. We know that Brunson has his deficiencies on the defensive end of the court. RJ Barrett, furthermore, any third option on this team needs to be consistent. And that is just not what RJ Barrett is. Think about this. Ask yourself this question. What wins in the NBA at this current moment? In 2023, soon to be 2024, what wins in the NBA? three things come to mind for me: playmaking, shot making, and defense. RJ Barrett is below average in all three of those categories. If you are not at least above average in the main three pillars of success in this league, how are you ever going to be a key piece on a championship contender? RJ Barrett as a third option next to Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle never made sense. It does not make sense. Think about what Randle does well. He operates best when the offense is ran through him, when he can be the engine to the offense, when he can be the quarterback, when he can drive and kick and find open shooters. RJ Barrett's not a good spot-up shooter. If you are going to have a team with Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, you need elite defenders on the wing. RJ Barrett's not that guy. And the fact is, he's making $23.8 million this year. This isn't the rookie salary anymore. He's not 20 anymore. He's not 21. He's soon to be 24. He's been in the association for half a decade. What were you doing 5 years ago? That's how long RJ Barrett has been in this league. Plain and simple. For the Knicks to be elite, they have to upgrade in the starting lineup. They have to upgrade at that small forward spot. The New York Knicks need a superstar at that small forward position. And that is just never going to be RJ Barrett. I think RJ has a good long career in the NBA. I just don't think the fit makes sense for him with the Knicks. It doesn't make sense for the Knicks right now. RJ Barrett is the piece to trade. Thing is, you've already turned down a couple of trades that would have netted you a superstar, a star. I'm not going to call them superstars. A star in this league, like Paul George or like Donovan Mitchell, because you didn't want to trade RJ Barrett. I think RJ Barrett's a good guy. I don't have anything against him personally, but he's just not the guy that's going to help the Knicks get over the top in the Eastern Conference. Do the Knicks need to trade RJ Barrett? I want to hear from you. I feel like he's been pretty mopey on the sideline. I mean, the guy makes $23.8 million, and he doesn't even close basketball games for you. It's time. It's just time. Let me know what you think. Why for yes and for no. We're going to talk about Immanuel Quickley, and we're going to talk about what Stefan Bondy had to say about Quickley and a potential trade coming. But first, I got to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, Factor. Go to factormeals.com/KnicksChat50 and use that promo code KnicksChat50 for 50% off. This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, flavorful meals to fuel you on jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service, can help you eat well for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, stay on track with your healthy lifestyle goals while tackling all your holiday to-dos. If you live a busy lifestyle like I do, you don't have time to go to the grocery store, you don't want to prep your groceries, you don't want to cook, and you damn sure don't want to do your dishes, get hooked up with Factor. Pick your pre-made meals. They're prepped and cooked to perfection, and they're ready to eat and enjoy. Fresh, never frozen. I'm a big fan of Factor. I feel like all of you will love it as well. That's factormeals.com/KnicksChat50, promo code KnicksChat50. Stefan Bondy put out somewhat of an opinion piece. This isn't reporting by him. He said the speculation comes from some rumors he's heard, but more so a thought piece. He said trading IQ might make sense for both sides, and I somewhat agree, and I'll kind of run you down my thought process of why I agree with Bondy. Look, the Knicks have mismanaged Immanuel Quickley. I think they've done a good job of developing him. I think he's become a better player than he ever could have envisioned in this league, and I think Tom Thibodeau deserves a whole lot of credit for that. But you didn't get a contract done before the season started. And I now feel like the Knicks, this may be wrong, and it may just be something in my head. Feels like some shady shit is going on. I'll give you my thoughts on that in a second. Tommy Beer, once again with an awesome tweet, said this season, Immanuel Quickley is averaging career highs in scoring, true shooting percentage, PER, win shares per 48 minutes, and a career low in turnover rate. Yet he's averaging 5 minutes less per game than he did last season. So he's having the best year of his career, but he's averaging less minutes than he did last year. Look at this graph right here. Immanuel Quickley's minutes since his career high in Boston on March 5th of 2023, when he was dancing around the Garden, a.k.a. the fake Garden, TD Garden, and Jalen Brunson didn't play and the Knicks won in overtime. That's on the far, I guess that would be your right, far right of this graph. Played almost 60 minutes in that game. Since then, his minutes per game have gone down every single week, it seems like. So he's playing his best basketball. You didn't give him a contract extension. He's now a restricted free agent, which means he can negotiate with other teams, but you can match that contract. And now you're limiting his minutes? Are you trying to limit the amount of dollars he may get on his next contract? Let's throw that idea out there. Let's just boil it down to what is best for the New York Knicks. The Knicks are at their best when Immanuel Quickley is on the basketball floor. Look at this right here. 5-man lineups for the Knicks with a minimum of 40 minutes played, ranked from the highest net rating to the lowest net rating. What is net rating? It's how many points you outscore the other team per 100 possessions. It's weird. The Knicks' best 2 lineups feature Immanuel Quickley. It's weird. But he's playing less minutes than he did last year. And he only played in 19 minutes in a game against the Utah Jazz on the road where Jalen Brunson arguably played his worst game as a member of this basketball team. Weird. Jalen Brunson and Immanuel Quickley, when they're together in the backcourt, they have a net rating when it comes to 2 different 5-man lineups of 27 points and 26 points. Maybe Immanuel Quickley should be your starting 2 guard. It boils down to this. It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not going to let Immanuel Quickley cook, just trade him. Because, one, you're limiting the future for the kid. You're lowering the actual money that he might actually earn in the offseason. And you're limiting the success this team has. Because I just showed you the numbers. When Immanuel Quickley and Jalen Brunson are on the floor together, the New York Knicks play their best brand of basketball. You're not going to let him work. Go get some value for him. Package RJ Barrett, package Quentin Grimes, and Immanuel Quickley together for a star, and let's go to work. Because what the Knicks are doing right now is just treading water. They are just staying afloat. They're good enough to beat the bad teams, despite just losing to the Jazz. But they've proven one thing this year. They can't contend with the top dogs in the Eastern Conference. And if you're not at that point where you could beat top teams, you're kind of in the worst place to be in the NBA, in the middle. And that's exactly where the Knicks are right now. Look, I think Leon Rose has made some really good decisions as the head of basketball operations for our New York Knicks. But I'm honestly losing a little bit of confidence in him. This plan, there's a lot of holes in this plan that he has. What's your confidence level in the Knicks front office? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 being you're not confident, 10 being you're extremely confident. I want to hear from all the real ones down below. Look, I don't want to seem like I'm overreacting to a couple of losses, but this stretch that the Knicks are about to go on is going to get serious. You play Phoenix, you play the Clippers, you play the Lakers, you play the Nets, you play the Bucks, you play the Bucks, then you play the Thunder, then you play Orlando. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games against teams that all have a better record than 500. We're going to find out a whole lot about this basketball team before the new year starts. Then maybe they will be forced into a move. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_, and we'll see you later here on Knicks Now by Chat Sports.